Hey, Cobb Cougars. This week in art class, we're going to do a lesson extension or another activity using artist Wayne Thiebaud. If you remember, Wayne Thiebaud was the artist who did fun pictures like cakes and pies and ice cream and fun foods. Here's another Wayne Thiebaud picture we haven't seen yet. It's called Cold Case that he did in 2010 to 13. Here's another one of his called Lemon Cake, and I love it how it has a slice taken out of the middle so you can see the inside of the cake also. Today, actually, we're going to create some cake in the style of Wayne Thiebaud. Last week we did gumball machines, but I just couldn't stop thinking about how awesome his cakes looked, and I thought, you know what, I bet we could do that. So this week we're going to watch a drawing video about how to create our very own Wayne Thiebaud looking cakes. I wanted to show you some examples that other students have done. Here's some cool cakes that they've made. I love how you can see that the insides of the cakes, you can see the different layers. Also, look at all the bright colors that the kids used. And they used a different color for the table than for the wall. These almost look kind of pop art like Andy Warhol, where they use really bright colors. In the video, we're going to learn how to make the cake with a piece cut out of it, and it's going to be on a cute little cake stand like this. When you do your backgrounds, you can also pick a design for either like the wall or the tablecloth. And then either if the wall has a design, then the tablecloth will be solid. And if the wall is a solid color, then the tablecloth will have a design. You don't have to do it like that, but I think those are really cool looking. So today for art, you're going to need a pencil, a black marker to trace if you have one, and something to color with. So go ahead and pause the video, get your art supplies together, and then we'll follow along with the video to create your own cake pictures. If you want to send a picture to me in Seesaw afterwards, I'd love to see them. Let's get started with the lesson.
Welcome to the Art Lady channel. Today we are going to be creating cylindrical forms and we're going to turn them into beautiful cakes. And we're going to be inspired by the artist Wayne Thiebaud. He's famous for making 3D cakes. He also paints other things like pastries and ice cream sundaes and beautiful drinks and food and still lifes. But his cakes are his most famous. We're going to start our cake, and if we look at the shape of the cake, it's basically a cylindrical form, but shortened. It ends about here. It's just a shortened version of a cylinder. We're going to be doing a large oval, and then we're going to be coming down with two straight lines, and then doing the curve that mimics the top. Now we need to make this really large, though, on our paper, so I'm going to show you how to do that easily. To start off the cake, we're going to need to jump down a little bit from the edge of our paper, and then we're going to be making a straight line here and a straight line here. And then we're going to connect both lines with a giant letter C and a backwards letter C. It's going to look like this. So let me show you how you do it. We're going to jump down, put a line, then we're going to jump down again, directly underneath, put another line. Now we're going to connect them with a large letter C. I start off at this point, I come over, down, around, and back to that line. Now I'm going to do the same on this side. Down, around, and back to this line. So I have a pretty large size oval. If you look at your hand, give and open up your hand, it's really big. See how wide that is? So I have a large oval, and the oval's on its side. Now I'm going to go down straight 2 lines straight, one on each side. And then we're going to curve down, down and over. It's a slight curve, and I'm going to connect both edges. So now I have my large cake. We're going to add the cake stand. So we're going to come off of the cake here, down and around with a curve, off the cake up here, down and around with a curve, and connect both. So we'll add our cake plate. Come off the cake on this side. So it's almost a diagonal. It's a slightly curved line going down. Now I'm going to come around and meet. So it almost looks like a top hat. Now we're going to make a piece out of our cake. Let's look at this one. So we're going to go to the very middle of the giant oval. From the center, I'm going to go diagonally over to the edge. And then I'm going to go from the center diagonally to the side of the cake. Diagonally over, diagonally over. And now I'm just going to drop down straight and drop down straight. This is the line that's going to get erased right here. This is the top of the cake, and this is the slice that we just took out. So now we're going to make the inside of the cake. So I take this spot and just go back diagonal to the cake. And now I can put a line in the very middle. We'll make this a double layer cake with just a line coming through the middle. And this is where our frosting will be, so we'll add some frosting. Wave. This has 2 layers of frosting with 3 layers of cake. Here we have 2 layers of cake and 1 layer of frosting. Now that we've made the cake, you can decorate this cake any way you want. Now we're going to add the table. For the table, we're coming over horizontally, and then it's going behind the cake and horizontally over on this side. So now we have a cake on our table, and we can decorate this any way we want. We can add fancy toppings to our cake. This is my favorite cake, the orange crunch cake. This is a chocolate malt ball cake. So we can decorate any way we want. If we're going to make a tablecloth, I drew lines with crayon and then painted over them. If you want to decorate the background wallpaper, I drew vertical lines with crayon and then painted over them. It's up to you how you want to decorate your background and your cake.